Hi guys, this is Kel once again. Today's 30th of March, Thursday, and let's discuss today's technical market outlook with the TWB chart, shall we? Let's do that right now. Okay, first of all, very important figure we can see here that the market has broke above the 32,335 level. Can you see that? Very clear, right? So we have the breakout a couple of days ago, and then the rebound. So that is a very strong bullish signal, which I mentioned yesterday. And if you connect the dots, this is point A, this is point B, you notice that it's very, very orchestrated. And in fact, point C was almost identical trend line, and D was almost perfect. So all this tells me that, right, this is really a orchestrated downward trend movement. And of course, yesterday, the Dow broke above the trend line. So the algorithm surely came in to buy. And that's why the Dow from 32,500 is now escalating higher. And now the current price is already 32,923. So most likely this Dow will continue to surge and most probably may even test 33,258 range. Now, if you ask me where would I expect the resistance? Well, if I look at the chart, that means that if anybody is short right here, most probably if someone is a short around this area, they'll put a stop loss somewhere around here, right? Yep. So I think that the Dow will be testing this high, which is somewhere around here, which is at, let me see, the high that will be 32,992. Yeah, so I think that we may see the Dow pressing towards 32,992 area. Then we may see a bit of pullback from there. Now, of course, if the market can go past 32,992, then 33,258 shouldn't be a difficult thing. Now, tonight we have the GDP numbers. The numbers is looking at 2.7%. And of course, if it's going to be anything better than 2.7%, that will definitely push the market higher. But of course, if the number come out lower than 2.7%, then that will pull the market quite badly. Yeah. So kindly take note of that. Very important. All right. Okay. I'll leave it there for reference sake. Okay, let's look at the gold market right now. All right, gold today has started to climb back above the 1971 level, right? That is the 95th percentile level. Now, yesterday we saw the gold pulling down below it, and today seemingly recovering above it. So once again, you can see that the market is using this 1971 very closely right now and bouncing around. So in my opinion, if the market can stay above 1971, the gold can go back again to revisit 2022. That is something that we were looking at about 2 weeks ago. All right. So, but if the gold stays below 1971, then of course the downside pressure will bring it back down to 1919 again. Okay. So at the moment now, you look at it, the chart pattern tells me that this is a very bullish signal because it's getting a high, it's a positive divergence. Hence, any pullback will be a good time to buy instead. Yeah. So any good pullback, look out for a buy instead. Okay. So that is the using the 5% retracement mark on gold and Dow Jones. Now, for today's China A50, you can see a massive BNB breakout. Well, basically itself, right, it was down earlier in the day, but in the second half, I believe there's a small buying on Alibaba shares, and it went past all the way, crossing the MA30 and MA200 at the same time. And of course, the Fibonacci at 13183, right, which is the important point 382, has been broken. And of course, at the same time, it also broke the downtrend. So it is pretty clear that the market today has a what do you call more like a maneuver that to basically push up the market. Of course, if you ask me, well, this is a good sign. That means that the market seemingly is turning bullish. All right. So for the trend line, the channel, this is pretty bullish, okay? So let's see whether would there be a follow through. If the follow through continue, then what we can see is that we can see it going up to this level, 13,663, okay? All right, so there's something to take note of there, yeah, for this China A50. Now, you bring a chart smaller, you can see the trend line that I draw some of the longest of time. Okay, let's take a look. This is from long time ago, from 2015, the massive long-term trend line. And of course, we can see that after that, the market actually broke below it once. Then it went recover, then tried again, and it failed. So now it's actually retesting the so-called major trend line. So if it failed, then the selling will bring it back down to this point. But if the market cross above it, then of course we can see 13,668 coming in. Okay, so that is the China A50. All right, so let's look at the US Dow Jones with my TWB chart now. Let's take a look. Okay, so for today, the Dow Jones, you can see very clearly now, okay, that how do we work around this? The OP of today is actually residing at the pivot 2 level, 32,716, and this morning the market tested 716 and rebounded. And once it rebounded off the pivot, right, it became a buy because the MLP happened to be below it and it's supported by the MA30. So short-term wise is bullish and the KSI were green. The only downer is that the KRW was red. So that means that they'll contra each other. But overall, the price action is more to the buy side. The other thing I mentioned yesterday was the BMB, right? The BMB, as you can see on the BMB RL, is at 32,788. So once it crossed the BMB RL, you can see the market shoot up all the way. Now, the only thing resisting now is the pivot 1. 32,917 is resisting it. So as I said earlier itself, it can blast past this pivot 1, then we may see going back to the high that is at 32,992, where I believe a lot of stops will be there. But if the market failed to cross 32,917 or get rejected from there, then of course the market can pull back down to MA 200 again, right? So traders, you need to watch out for this. But the moment now is pretty bullish at the moment, yeah? Take note of that. Now for the NASDAQ, you can see today is a CCRY on the NASDAQ. So by right, it's a buy. And of course, the MLP is here, that's below it. MA30 is below it. So MA200 is below it. So which means this is a very bullish signal for time being for the NASDAQ. Okay, let me just refresh my chart because I see a bit of problem. The KSI is green. The KRW is cyan. So that's why it's very bullish. So that means that, right, if you look at the chart, since here, when the KSI is green plus the KRW is cyan, that means from this point onwards, right, the market is actually pretty bullish on the NASDAQ. So overall, and that's why the NASDAQ climbs up all the way the last 10 days because the indicators are all towards the bullish side. Okay, all right, so that is the NASDAQ. Let's look at S&P 500. Now, S&P 500, as you can see on the screen again, it has just broken the BMB RL level. So the resistance will be at 4050. That is a very interesting resistance because last time we saw it as a support and then become a resistance. So 4050 will be the resistance for now, which is current price. So I suspect that there will be some profit taking around this area. If you can go anywhere higher, it will be at pivot 1, 4070, which happen to coincide with the KCB over here. Now, KSI is green and the KRW has turned from red to blank. So that means it's still bullish. So overall, it's a buying fail right now. So unless the market goes back below the BMB RL, if not, right, this can push further. Okay, so we have the US indices is done. Hang Seng is almost done on this. I will just skip it. Nikkei is done, so I'll just skip it. Let's look at crude oil. Now, crude oil have tested my $74 yesterday. So for those who have followed us to buy crude oil, really day 1, day 2, and day 3, as what we said, by the third day, usually we'll see the BMB extension given, and truth be told, it really happened. Now, KSI was green the last few days. That's why I was motivated to buy on crude oil. But I know that it will not be like an extensive run because the KRW is actually red in color. So today, it has climbed back above $73. So I believe that it will test $74 and the best $74.67. That is the KCB that is fresh. So if you ask me, if you expect the crude oil to continue to go up, $74.67 should be the next level after $74. Okay. All right, so we're done with that. Let's look at FTSE. Now, FTSE is climbing up, as you can see, pretty clear. It's above pivot 1 right now. It's a classic trade above OP. Above pivot 1 is always a buy signal, and now it's happening. KSI is green in color, but KRW is red, so a bit of contraring each other. So do expect some profit taking at 76.32, very nearby, because that is the KCB, which is actually happen to be a fresh chocolate bar. Yeah? So it's most likely going to happen. Okay, let's look at DAX right now. Now, DAX has continued to recover. Yeah, plus pass again, but goes above the 95% at 15,487. And it also is now above pivot 1. So by right, it's a classic buy. So as long as the market stays above 15,461, it will be a buy. And that's why you can see that now for DAX is pushing up. Now, same thing again, the KSI is green, but KRW is red. So that means that traders, if you are in profit, do consider take some profit along the way. Yeah. Now, apology for today coming in very late because I have a lot of things to do today. So hopefully this is still going to be helpful for you. Now let's look at the dollar yen right now. The dollar yen have a field run yesterday. The dollar yen shot up from 130 all the way to 132.80 plus one single day. Kind of expected, unexpected, but of course, if you look at the chart, this is the BNB SL level, which the market has broke above it yesterday. So now it's pushing up and most likely will test the BNB RL level, which happened to be very nearby to the MA30 level. Yeah. So I suspect that the dollar yen could actually test the MA30 133.27 because that will give the viability that it could turn to a buying camp, because MA30, if it stays above it, it will turn bullish overall. Yeah. Now let's look at the next currency, and that will be pound. Now pound is now bouncing around at the range of 123.50 area. All right, it's been bouncing around this area because we can see right now the MA30 and MA200 both are actually below it, so it's kind of bullish right now. And KSI and KRW, both of them are also in the bullish side. So for the time being, pound will be just hanging around on the top side. But I believe that once pound loses 1, 2, 3 flat level, then the selling will come back down and it may test back the 85% mark, which is at 1.2219 area. Okay, so wait for a while. Don't need to jump into it. Just wait for the right time to go into the market. And for euro, we can see today it has pumped up to DJDD. When it's DJDD, it's always just follow the OP, you should be fine. So if you follow OP and follow MLP today, you just had to buy up, and now we are at the resistance or pivot one at 1.0824. So for traders, do take some profit right now. That'll be a good idea. If you are push for it, then 109.088 will be the next level. KSI and KRW are both helping you. That's why as a buyer, you should be happy now. Okay. We've done all this. Let's look at gold itself. Now, gold is now recovering a little bit. Gold, as I mentioned earlier, 1971 is a 5% retracement. And today, you can see the market really came down to pivot 2, went down slightly, rebounded from there. That shows that the market is resilient. And of course, it's a yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. That means it's a bigger zebra right now. So what can I expect, right? It's either they're going to see the market going back all the way up to 1997, or it may push down to 1921 level. But of course, the artificial BNB support level, right, is there. So what number is that? That is 1937, yeah? So 1937 is the critical support level. If the market cannot hold 1937, then 1921 will be next. But if you ask me, I think 1937 should be the right downside if there's going to be some selling here. Okay, let's look at silver. Okay, silver is pushing up and now it's trading at $23.03. And based on what we are seeing right now, it could be touching $23.92, which is near $94. And because today is a DJDD, right? As long as market stays above OP, it's a buy. KSI is green, no KCX, very, very strong chart. So do expect silver to hit $24. And overall, silver has been pushing up since $21. So you can see that the buying is coming in, a lot of speculative buying, I guess, if you ask me that. Okay, we're done on the gold and silver. Let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum to wrap it up. Now, Bitcoin this morning shot up to 29,000. Wow, incredible, because the BNB RL is 28,871. So this morning, it test passed the BNB RL and pullback because there is a KCB at 29,184. Okay, you can see it over here right now. Okay, there's a KCB and that's where the market stops. So if the market failed to recover, go up again, then a pullback to 27,800 is very possible. Now, do note the BNB support level have been very, very strong, okay, at this 26,500. So as long as the market stays above 26,500, overall, I cannot deny this is still on an uptrend because both KSI and KCX are all calling for bullishness right now. And last but not least is Ethereum. Ethereum is bouncing around. Today is a bit of doji movement because it's now boxed up by the BNB, RL, and SL. So how much are they? Well, the upside is 1836. The downside is 1716. Okay, so that means that if the market can break above it, then we can see the market going up to the next level. Who knows? We can see Ethereum going up to 1955 again. But if the market breaks below the support level, then 1596 will be next. All right, guys, hope you guys have made some money from the market and hope that my reference, my tech here can help you. This is Kel signing off. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.